My name is Richard. I'm from New York, like Manhattan. I went to
Mm-hmm.
Regis High School. It's in the Upper East Side. It's all boys Catholic school. It was pretty selective and like yeah, it was like a good school. It was like an academically good school. So like I went there for high school and yeah, I mean that's pretty much my, high school background.
Okay. And you got into Rice, right? Did you apply early decision or did you
I
apply
did apply
regular?
early. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like I guess my question would be like why Rice over other elite schools?
Yeah, so basically my journey is a little different because I play volleyball and like
Mm-hmm.
I was actually getting recruited by schools. So like I was getting
Mm,
recruited by like I don't think I was like getting I wasn't like good enough for like D1 and so but like there were like, definitely a lot of D3 schools that reached out, smaller D3 schools that wanted me to play for them. But the ones that I decided when my parents were like appropriate for like academics as well as like athletics would
mm,
be NYU and MIT. And like I was talking to them
okay.
a lot, trying to get, we were working it out, but then like we also decided because I'm doing sports manager here and Rice is number 1 for that. So I feel like
Mm,
that's what we kind of focus on academically. And that's why we applied here early. And like the backup option would be like, going to NYU as like a walk on like the volleyball team or something. But here at Rice, I'm managing the women's D1 team. So I'm still involved in volleyball, but I'm also, you know, focusing on my academics too. So that's how
makes
I ended
sense,
up
makes
here.
sense. Makes sense. I guess like how's it different for like someone like you than someone who's just applying like academically? Like how much do they focus on stats, let's say in your case?
But like, you mean like my grades and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like the grading system was kind of like, I was worried about my grades and stuff. Like it was something to worry about. Like the grades and stuff were something to worry about. I think like, such my GPA, it wasn't like the highest, so it didn't allow me to apply to like, I guess what you'd call like the top 10 schools, right? But then like I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I had a solid SAT score, so like it was above 1500. I feel like that was like a
Mm,
threshold that once you cross that, like you don't really need to go above it.
yeah.
Same with like ACT. If you get like a 35, 36, I feel like you're in that threshold. And for like GPA, it's like it's so situational depending on like the context of your school. And I know schools are like emphasizing it more now, especially within like holistic approach to an application, like with your GPA. So like for me, like it was on the lower side. It was like a 3.75. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I was taking all advanced, like I was taking like the highest level like, at my school. Like I was doing all the advanced classes. And like I also had to balance out volleyball. Having like being able to explain that and my counselor explained that to like the college in my recommendation letter, I feel like that also helped out a lot. And like,
Makes sense. Yeah.
explaining why I like, it's a little lower, but there was a lot of context behind it. So
Yeah,
I
that
think
could
that's
be
really
like an important addition to your additional info section as well. I don't know if you wrote it there as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah. I guess like yeah, it's also better if you have someone that can like actually, justify that because it's not like if you say like, oh yeah, this happened,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happened, like that it definitely does help if you put that in additional info. But also like writing that in your counselor recommendation would be like really great if you are, doing that kind of stuff.
Makes sense. And you also mentioned like you had, so like what classes were you taking first? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was in advanced math for one. So from my freshman year, I took like I think I started with algebra 2, and my senior year I ended with multivariable. So I was already doing like high level stuff.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
then the other like advanced option that they offered at my school, because they didn't offer like AP courses. They offered AP tests that were optional, but they only had like advanced options of math and a language. And I took Spanish 5 in my senior year, so I was like a level up in Spanish. And like I did like relatively well on those, and like the teacher was able to explain that even if like the grades were a little lower, like it was still the hardest option that they offered, and like only like 20 kids are in advanced math, and like only like 10 kids are in advanced Spanish. So I feel like
No, no, makes sense.
it was like tough. So it's like that, like my classes were kind of hard, and like all my classes at my school, because Regis High School is like very academically rigorous. So all my classes were technically honor classes, and like that also really helped, I think, with like the college stuff.
Makes sense. And did you take any APs?
Actually, I didn't. That's like the thing. Like people are surprised that I didn't take any AP tests, but like I was a little worried about that too. But because like it wasn't like required, and like I didn't really think I had to. I feel like everything else kind of like carried over. I think I had a really strong essay, like a really strong background with my extracurriculars.
Sense. And you also mentioned you had a great SAT score, 1500 plus. So I guess like, was it like a struggle for you? Like how many times did you try? What was your starting score? What was your ending score? And how did you prep?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I started like I think I started earlier than like most people. So I started like my sophomore year, and I took my
Mm-hmm.
first test in my sophomore year. That one I got like a 1400. So like it wasn't like it's still a good score I'd say for like people, but like it was like I was looking for something higher. So I kept studying until my junior year, and I took it again in my junior year. Like I think like a few months after I got a 1520, and then I wasn't really satisfied with that because I feel like I could do better. Like I wanted at least 750 on both English and math. But in the end, I ended with a 1540 for like the
Mm.
last paper exam. And then I had a perfect math score and a 740 on English. Yeah, that's how I got my standardized testing score.
No, I think that's an amazing score. That basically gets you to Ivy League level even. Like I interviewed
Yeah,
people
yeah,
with
yeah,
less scores.
for sure.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about your extracurriculars. So I guess when did you start working on your EC section part of the Common App? Did you think strategically about it or did you just go with the
Yeah,
flow?
yeah. So like uh EC wise, I think like it's good to like from at least for me, right? Like I think I just kind of did what I wanted to do, and like over the summer, or like for me it was kind of unique because I already knew what I wanted to major in from like my freshman sophomore year, and that was like sports management. So like I was doing stuff that was focused on sports management. So I like go to summer programs. Like I went to Wharton's sports business thing, and I did like stuff focused on that. I had research papers on that. Like I had two research papers on that, and then like I also yeah, I also like joined clubs in my school for fun that were, that weren't like it wasn't something like very time consuming because I also had volleyball, which, was a whole another thing. But like at school, I was involved in a lot of clubs. I was, luckily able to have leadership positions in most of the clubs that I joined.
Hmm.
So I feel like that was also really helpful. And like I guess like just spending time, it was fun for me. So like it was as much as it's like a chore to like do like, oh no, math club and like I don't know, like journalism and stuff. Like it was a lot of fun. So I feel like, I'd say like
Makes
my advice
sense.
is just to like enjoy it, but also, be intentional with what you choose. Like don't just like go dilly dallying everywhere. Just like know what you want to do and like know what interests you and like you'll eventually find your way by senior year.
Makes sense. And like, can you walk us through like a couple of your ECs that you think made the most impact on your application?
Yeah. So for starters, volleyball, huge impact, I think, on my application because it was also like something I spent the most time on. So I played both in school and out of school. In school, I played varsity 4 years. I captained my last 2 years at the school, so like it was already like a big part. And then I won awards there, like coach's award, like MVP. Like I was like already solidified at school. Well, then like out of school, we went to like tournaments. We traveled around. Like we went to nationals. Like we won some tournaments, and like I went to like college camps and stuff. So like I was at a high enough level where like yeah, it's time consuming, and like it shows that I actually put effort into this, and like it was something I was genuinely passionate about, and something I really liked, and like I kind of included it in my essays, but I didn't like make it a main focus because they could already see it in the extracurricular section. So like that was like one main thing I'd say like took up like that was like my main activity. And then I also put like a plethora like school clubs. So like I had oh yeah, yeah, I was like president of like the Asian club. Like that was like a big part because I talked about my identity a lot and like you know balancing that lifestyle. And I also did the Asian thing, yeah, and then I also did like sports publication because that's like relevant
Yeah,
to
yeah.
my major
Your
here.
major, yeah.
There are a few also like community service because like you know
Yeah, yeah.
I guess like colleges like that stuff like community service like knowing that you're supporting community, but at the same time it was like something I enjoyed doing too. So I also put that down.
Okay, like you said, like colleges like that. Like I think a lot of people think about it that way.
Yeah.
So like I guess how do you balance that while
Mhm,
still being authentic in terms of let's say community
mhm.
service? And like how do you
Yeah.
show that in your application as well?
Yeah. So I'd say like that was a really big problem. I say like near like junior, senior year, like some kids who didn't really know what they were doing because
Hmm.
they were just kind of going through the motions and like they thought everything would work out. And like when it got to like junior, senior year and like they had to do things that colleges would like sure, like it can seem good doing community service, But at the same time, I'd say like I don't know, not everything's about getting into college. You know, your whole life's purpose isn't to get into college. I think you should generally just like do what you enjoy, but at the same time, make it like something that's worth your time. So like if you're gonna like play a sport or something, you should like dedicate yourself to it a lot. And like if you're gonna play an instrument, dedicate yourself to it. Or like if you're gonna join a lot of clubs, like or like if you're gonna join a club at your school, like and it's important, like you can win competitions and stuff. Like I think it has to have like a tangible goal, like whatever you're gonna do. But at the same time, it should be something like that you enjoy and that's something colleges like it doesn't have to be something colleges like will like, like I did like quiz bowl at school. Like that isn't something colleges will like, but like it's something I enjoyed and like it was something tangible that I could have achieved with that activity. So I feel like yeah, just like honestly, my recommendation is yeah, you should like it is stressful thinking about what colleges might like. But like I think what's most important is just like do what you feel like, you enjoy you do. Or just do
Yeah.
what you enjoy. Just do what you
Uh,
enjoy.
yeah, yeah. Makes sense. And in that way, like, it's much easier to be authentic and express yourself in the
For
application as
sure.
well.
Especially in
I
the
mean,
essays, yeah.
yeah. So, like, would you say like your activities were very focused on what you wanted to do, or would you say like they were somewhat scattered, like most people's are?
It was kind of like if you look at it, it is kind of scattered. Like it went from like math to like Asian club to like volleyball to like physical therapy. Like it was like a lot of like, different stuff that I was interested in. And like I said, that's all about like exploring your interests while you're in high school, right? But like also at the same time, I kind of tied it all together. So like let's say like for my, sports management and sports medicine, because I also was interested in sports medicine in other schools, right? I kind of tied that together with my love of sports. And then for like I don't know, like Asian club and math club, like I kind of tied that to my identity. So like you'll notice a pattern with like the things you do because like it's not a coincidence that you're gonna do certain activities at certain clubs and like they're gonna have like some kind of connection. You know what I mean? So like I feel like you if you think about like while you're writing your applications, once you sit down, you like write everything that you've done. You can kind of see like the pattern that you want to produce and like that's what will be your profile, I guess, when colleges look at you.
Makes sense. Okay. Moving on, let's talk about your awards and honors. So I guess like what did you put there? And how did you frame it? Do you think you were competitive in that area?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I was actually kind of concerned about that because like I wasn't like the most like I didn't get like a whole ton of awards, but like the ones that kind of matter, I guess, were like because I got gold medal in like national Spanish exam, and then I got a silver medal the next year, and then I also got it was a lot of athletic awards, I think, like MVP, like tournament wins, coaches award, like it wasn't like a lot, but like I know some people have like math awards, science awards, and there were like also school related awards, like academic awards. But like for me, I focus more on like the other extracurricular stuff, so like the Spanish, especially the athletic ones. But I like it wasn't like a huge like I know people can stress it a lot, but like it's not. It's I don't think it's that. I don't think it's like a massive part of your application that colleges will like solely look at, and like it can be stressful thinking about like oh like this kid has this kid has that. But like in the end, as long as you have like some things that you can put on there that have some kind of value, like it is something you should worry about. So you could have like one really good award. Like my friend, he was like international science fair. He went to that and like I think he like placed in that, and like that was like his only like good honor like or award. So like you don't need like a list of like Nobel Prize or something. Like as long as you have something you can put on there, I think it should be okay. Like you shouldn't stress too much about it.
Makes sense. Okay. And okay, now let's talk about your essays. So I guess like when did you start writing your essays? And like how did you craft a good narrative out of your application?
Yeah. So I started my essays I think like the summer before my senior year. So like, and by that I mean like I finished it. Like I finished my essays before senior year even started because like I just wanted to get it over with. I'm gonna have a lot of time and like I need to like really focus on school for, like my senior year, especially the beginning of it.
Yeah,
So like I finished my essays really early and like I mean like I said I guess like I'm a unique situation in the sense that like I knew what I wanted to do and like the direction I wanted to be in, which is like sports, right? And like I kind of like instead of focusing a lot on that, like sure there are some questions where you have to focus on your major and your interest, But like really, it was just about like myself and like finding aspects of myself that I could like talk about, but not also make it seem like a pity story. So like genuinely, like one thing, like I don't know if you want an example, but like one of my essays was about, me like opening up to people because I'm not really like a talkative person, but like I was starting to open up to a lot of people, and I incorporated different aspects of my life and like some extracurriculars. Oh, actually, that's another piece of advice I want to give. Like, if when you're writing your essays, I wouldn't like don't focus too much on like the extracurricular. Like don't focus like your essays on like one extracurricular or something because colleges they already know that and like they already see what you've done with that, especially in
Yeah,
your extracurricular
extracurricular
section.
section.
Yeah, so just like in the essay, just like be yourself. Like show another like show an aspect of yourself that you haven't shown in another part of your application because like they want to get to know you, and like if you just start repeating stuff like over and over again, they're not gonna like that. So I'd say like focus on stuff that so that like they actually like you as a person, or they get to know you as a person, and like make them root for you as a person. Because at the end of the day, like it's gonna be like the application officer like vouching for you to the rest of the admission committee, right? So like just make yourself seem like a person that someone else would root for.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Like, which supplemental essay do you think was the hardest for you to write for Rice?
For Rice, oh man, probably like it was probably like the residential like. Hold on, I don't remember the exact thing, but it was something with like the residential colleges one. It was like I think it was like describe like how you like fit in or something. Like I don't really remember it, but like there were so many directions in which I could go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was really like I don't know. I had to like really like get my creative juices flowing for that one. But the other one I think was like why do you want to do this major or something? It was like that one was
Yeah.
hard in the sense of like you like if you want it like you got to explain why you want to do it. Like you genuinely seem interested in. And like I'd say like for that one, just like research a lot about your major and like include parts of the university that you're looking forward to doing once you like get in. For me, I wrote about like how I wanted to work with the volleyball team here and like how I wanted to do like a whole bunch of stuff with the professors. Like, that's why I was interested in my major. Don't just make it seem like oh I'm interested because I like this and that. Like just make it seem like oh I'm interested because I want to do this with that. Those are but out of the two, I feel like the residential colleges one was a lot harder because I had to be more creative.
And for Common App essay, like how many drafts do you think you had to discard? And did you get any outside
Man,
help? And how did it impact your essay?
yeah. So I it took a while for my Common App. Like took like 2 months. I had a lot of ideas to work with, but like I had to like narrow it down because I just like a massive brainstorm at first where I just like wrote everything down on every single question. Like I just like or like I chose like a few questions that I thought I'd be like confident in answering, and like I wrote down like my responses to like each, not like as in like a full essay, but like I kind of got the idea of what I want to write for each, and then from there like I kind of like wrote it out for each of them, and then I decided like which one was like really nice to like or which one I thought was like the best one to you know go forward with because like I feel like you can tell once you like write everything down you're like oh like this is like a strong one that I can like really work on and like
Yeah.
yeah, so it took like that process took like a few weeks, maybe like 2 weeks, I think 2 to 3 weeks, and then I actually had to start writing it. And that was like a whole another thing where you just like you got to grind that, like you just got to write it out, and then just got to keep breaking it down, building it back up. Thankfully, my friends are like really good writers as well, so I got a lot of advice from them, and I'd like reach out to everyone, like anyone else who would help me with that. So just get a lot of help with your essays. I think it's like even if you think it's like you think it's good, like I feel like other people have a lot of things to say. So
Makes sense. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess that's all. Do you have like any last piece of advice for freshmen who are trying to get into like an elite college as well?
like seniors, man, like honestly, like it's like it all really comes down to luck. I think like truly, I genuinely believe it comes down to luck because like there are so many qualified people I know that didn't get into like their dream college or what people wouldn't consider like elite institutions. But like if you give it your all and you're like genuinely passionate about what you want to do and you can like showcase that in a like at least if you can like showcase that you are passionate about something and that you want to do something, it's like these elite institutions like it's not really about like how smart you are. It's really about like what you want to do once you get into the school and like what you can do once you get in, right? Everyone can have good grades, but like what are you gonna do? Like what are you gonna do with that? Like how are you gonna use that intellect and like how are you gonna drive yourself forward? I'd say like if you want to get into these elite institutions, just have like a story and like have a passion that with like what you're gonna do, and don't just
Makes
make it all
sense.
about grades.
All right, makes sense. Thank you so much for your time. I think it'll be immensely helpful for all of the students who are looking
Yeah,
to
yeah, no
apply.
problem. Of
All right, have
course.
a great day, man. Bye.
You too. Thank you.